Hello friends, welcome back to my YouTube channel. This is going to the second episode of MicroPython series. In this episode, we are going to see how to interface any sensors with ESP32 board using MicroPython. And second, we are going to see how to define any user-defined functions in MicroPython. And third, we are going to see how to interface any LCD display with ESP32 board in MicroPython. And at the last, we are going to see how to import any external library in MicroPython. And at the end, we are going to create a small project based upon DHT's humidity and temperature sensor and LCD display to show the real-time data of temperature and humidity into LCD display. So this is the continuation of the previous episode. So if you haven't watched the previous episode, so I will suggest you to watch the previous episode first, so that in this particular episode you can't miss anything. So without wasting some more time, let's get started. So guys, let's see how to interface a DHT11 temperature and humidity sensor with ESP32 board in MicroPython. So first we'll try to write commands in the below shell window and read the data directly from the microcontroller, and later we'll write a script for that. So first of all, we'll import the pin from the machine library. So from machine import pin. So here luckily we have DHT11 inbuilt library in MicroPython. So we'll directly importing DHT library here, and now first we'll define variable to DHT11 sensor. So for that what we have to write DHT.DHT11, and in my case I have connected DHT11 with 11G DPI pin. I've written it here. So after this we need to start the measure. So here sensor underscore data dot measure. So after this we'll directly going to print the temperature and then the humidity for the sensor. So for that we need to type print sensor underscore data measure, and now we'll in place of measure we'll type temperature. So let's see. So yeah, it is showing the current temperature of this room. So let's try for the humidity also. So in place of temperature we just write humidity. So yes, we can see the 82% is the humidity of the current room. So let's now try to write the same for the script also. So we'll directly copy all the content from here and pasting it here. So just I am removing the extra spaces in the brackets. So as we can already try it by getting the data from the shell window. So now let's try to write a script with user defined functions and save it to the microcontroller, and then let's see what it will provide the output. So first we'll stop the backend, and till this point we'll keep as it is, and now here we'll define one function. So for defining the function in the MicroPython we need to write def keyword. So def space calculate underscore data. So now we'll just copy the below content and paste it here. So after this we'll now going to store the temperature data. into the temp variable and humidity data into the humidity variable. So now we're going to print the same. So for printing, I'll writing it temperature space. I will write temp. Similarly for the humidity also, I'll type same. So the function is complete. So now we'll write the call of this particular function into the loop. So for the loop, we need to define while true, and in this loop we'll call the function. So for calling, just I'll going to copy this and pasting it here, and after this I will provide some delay. So for providing the delay, I'll import time library and will provide some delay. Time dot sleep of 1 second delay I'll going to provide. So now let's save this particular code. So in my case, I am saving it in as a main.py file in the microcontroller. And now stop in the backend and let's play this. So yes, here below we can see the current room temperature and the humidity for the room. So now guys, we are going to see how to interface any OLED display with ESP32 board in MicroPython. So for that, again, we will going to add one new library with this code. So for that, I have founded some library on the GitHub for the OLED display, that is SSD1306 this file. So I am attaching the link for this particular page into the description box, so you can directly find the file from the link. So for that, we're going to copy the whole particular lines of codes and we are going into their IDE. So here we'll create a new file and we'll paste it here, and for saving this file, we'll saving it to our MicroPython device with the name ssd1306.py. So this is going to the driver for the OLED display. So in our main.py file, again we will write the same things. Import from machine pin, comma, one more library we are going to use. So here we are going to use I2C protocol. So for I2C protocol, we need to import soft I2C also. So next library that we have just saved into the MicroPython device, that also we are going to import. So we'll just directly import that particular library. Import SSD1306. So now what we need to do, we need to we'll need to write that line of code in which we are going to initialize the I2C protocol with the OLED display. So we'll just define I2C equal to soft I2C. So in the brackets, we're going to define in which particular port that we have connected with the SCA pin or SDA pin. So here in my case, I have connected SDA pin with pin number, in bracket we're going to define the pin, comma, SCA is equal to pin, brackets, the whichever pin we have defined, we need to write it here. So in my case, the SDA pin which I have connected, that is pin number 22 and SCA pin is pin number 23. So now what we need to write it again now is here. So we need to define one more variable that is going to the OLED. So inside OLED, we'll going to write SSD 1306 dot SSD 1306 I2 I2C bracket. We're going to write the like my LED display is 128,32. So like that we'll define the pins. Okay. Now here we need to write I2C, that is just we have created. So now similarly we'll write one loop, and in that particular loop we'll define the text. So we'll define the loop here. So here we'll write OLED dot text bracket in double inverted comma 0. And now we'll write a code to show these particular codes. So OLED dot, like that, just after uploading the code into the controller, we can see it here. I'm able to print the name. The camera I'll show it. So like that we'll print anything into the OLED display like this. So let's suppose I'm going to add some more text into the OLED display. I'll just copy this and paste it in the another line. So here I'll put 10. That means in the next particular line it will print. So I will save it again. I will first stop the controller and I will save and will again run it. So sorry, I have put it the same text in this, so I'll just change something here. Hello, like that. I'll put stop the chart, save it, again play. So here we can see in the display also we'll able to print, right? Like that we can able to print anything. Let's see how to interface the DHT11 sensor with OLED display to show the real-time reading of temperature and the humidity. So we'll write a code into the main.py file to get the reading directly from in the cell also, or in the OLED display. So similarly, as we have written previously also, we'll write a function for getting a calculate DHT sensors readings, and then we'll print that particular value of temperature and the humidity into the OLED display. So similarly, we'll import the DHT library. So we'll import DHT and we'll import the time library also. We're getting some delay also. So here we will define one function that is going to the def calculate data. So in the calculate data, we'll first define the sensor pin, that is the DHT11 sensor pin. So here we'll define sensor pin, that is going to the DHT11 pin, that is 15 GPIO pin. So we'll define DHT11 bracket pin bracket 15. So that is our DHT11 pin. So then we'll measure the sensor's data. So sensor, we'll directly copy this to avoid the misspells. Sensor.pin dot measure. Then again we'll get the temperature data, and then we'll get the humidity data. So sensor underscore pin dot temperature temp is equal to sensor underscore pin dot temperature. And now for humidity, sensor_pin.humidity. Now we'll print the data, print humidity, temperature, comma, temp, comma, humidity, comma, HUM. Similarly for temperature, temp also. So here one more point we need to take care. So here, as we can see, the temp and the humidity is the local variable. So to get the data from the temperature and the humidity into the OLED display, that is inside the loop, so we have to define it as a global variable. So we'll just before the line, we'll add global term and we'll define temp as a global, and for the in case of humidity also we'll define this as a global variable. So simply now what we'll do, we'll call the particular function, that is calculate data function, and after calling this particular function we'll simply getting the temperature and the humidity data. So for that we'll just first that data which we are getting as in the global variable, we'll convert that particular data into the string form and we'll write it. So the string data we'll getting it here, comma, that is going to be coming on the next after the temperature data. So we'll write 110 characters it will print. Similarly in case of humidity also we will print the data. So this is going to be 0, and this is, as humidity is a small character, so we will type humidity here, humidity is here. So yes, that's it, that's all we need to write it. So one more thing, we'll provide some delay also. Time dot sleep bracket 10 1 second delay will provide. So we'll stop the backend, we'll save the data, we'll run the code. So it is showing answer pin. So I guess I misspelled something here, so I will put sensor pin to there. So I'll stop the backend again and save the code and run the code also. So yes, I guess we have to actually one more point we need to handle it here. So for the humidity, as we'll want humidity as in the second line, so we'll need to provide the next line data also. So we'll provide, if we'll give 10, so it will come in the second line. So we'll again edit the code, stop the backend, save, and then run. Let's see whether so as we can see the data that we are getting inside here in the shell window also. So in this particular data we'll getting the temperature as well as the humidity sensors reading. So yes, that's all. I hope the content discussed in this episode is clear to you. So in the upcoming episode of the MicroPython series, we are going to cover IoT part, the web server part, the WebSocket part, BLE, interrupt, timers, and many more. So please stay tuned. And if you have liked this episode, please hit the like button, subscribe to my channel, and share this video with your friends who wants to learn MicroPython from basics. So I will be see you in the next episode.